15th. I was going to say, we used to refer to this as tax day. It used to be one of those dreaded days. Now it's so easy to file online. It's not like you have to line up at the airport or post office anymore. That's what we had to do in Minneapolis. If you were really late, so I think the downtown post office closed at 8. You had to go to the airport post office. It was open until midnight. But anyway, you're doing it online. Well, maybe you're keeping us on in the background here as you finish up your last-minute taxes. Speaking of money, I'm going to give you some money back. It is Customer Appreciation Day today, April 15th. So if you're going to purchase $50 or more, we are going to send you a voucher for $10 off a future purchase. Watch your mail for these. They usually come separately from your package, so keep your eye open for that. If, however, you get your purchase up to the $100 mark, well, we're going to upgrade the voucher. You will then get a $20 voucher, good towards a future purchase. And if that isn't enough, spend $200 tonight, you will get a $50 voucher good towards a future purchase. So again, keep your eye open in the mail for these, because once they start arriving, that's money on us that you'll be able to use towards a future purchase. And that is valid today, April 15th, because it is Customer Appreciation Day. Something else I want to mention, there is a buzz in this building about Gem Fest. Gem Fest is coming up Friday and Saturday here. If you go to the Shop LC Facebook VIP page, you can learn all about that and register and join us for Gem Fest this Friday and Saturday. I'll be popping in at some point on Friday. Usually I try and schedule it around lunchtime when the food's being served, and so if you're having your lunch here, then I'll probably show up. Welcome to all of you who are joining us live. You're watching us on the replay. Well, these prices I'm going to give you are valid for 48 hours from 6:03 p.m. Central Time on April 15th, so you have a little bit of time to get in. If you are watching us live, please share this with your friends. Let them know that this is going on. We're going to talk about precious metals in the form of platinum, in the form of gold. We're going to have chains. We're going to have bracelets. We are going to have earrings. We are going to have something for absolutely one and all, men and women alike are going to be able to participate. So it's going to be a fun show. And remember, you save 25% off. 25% off. And free shipping site-wide on your online orders over $50. So a lot of savings to be had here. By the way, next week I'm going to be starting something on Reddit. If you're a Reddit user, I love Reddit. Where we're going to be giving you some special discount codes only for those that tune in for the live Reddit. We'll talk more about that next week. Okay, I think I took care of everything. Special personal shopper phone number, 888-835-2237, if you want to write that down. Did I get everything?
I believe so.
Your
purchase fees.
Of course, your purchase fees. This is the most important thing probably of them all in a big picture. Your purchase fees, that is an ongoing program. We are up to 58 million meals, I think it is now. In fact, I was just going through my closet and I got a t-shirt when we hit the 2 million meal mark. That shows how long, because that was 12 years ago, I think now. But we're up to 58 million meals and counting. Every order you place equals a meal for a hungry child in the United States and India. And that's an ongoing thing that we're very proud to, and thank you for participating in, because it's your purchases that are providing those meals. And I've been to India, where I've really seen the benefit of those meals on those hungry children. And it gets you going. I teared up many times on that visit, I don't mind saying. Okay, let's get into it. We're going to start with some platinum. I was so honored to be asked to host this show when I found out that we were going to be talking about precious metals, including platinum, because you're looking at the world's biggest platinum fan. Now, I don't want to make that sound like I've got this massive platinum collection. I don't, because platinum can get very expensive, but it's so durable. And I love the brightness of the metal. We're going to start with a chain. This is a cable chain. This is a great starting piece for those of you that are new into the world of platinum. Let me talk price, because again, remember, you are going to save 25% by ordering Shop 1 on the live stream, or by putting that into the comment box, I should say. The regular price on this, on the retail, let me do that first, because platinum, first off, is very difficult to find. Very, very difficult to find a retailer that sells it. They might special order it. That's going to take forever, and that's going to cost you even more. But the retail value is $3,000. On the website, this is $534.99. You're saving 25% off. Your price goes to $401.24, and since there's 5 budget pays on this, that means your first payment is $80.25. So even better deal if you are ordering right now live, or as long as you're within the next 48 hours of this feed. Look at this chain though. Oh my word. If you love sparkle, you need this necklace. If you love dazzle, you need this necklace. Now, let me just set the stage here, since we're going to be in platinum for the next few minutes, and explain why I fell in love with platinum so much. First off, it's heavy. Now, I know, I hear you at home. You're looking at this chain. You're thinking, really, Wilsie? That chain is heavy? Hear me out. Platinum has, see, it surprises me every time I pick them up. Platinum has a density to it. It's a much more dense metal than gold or silver. Ever go to, like, if I have this piece of paper here, if I go to pick up this piece of paper, my brain knows how much it's going to weigh, and I put the right effort into picking it up accordingly. You look at a chain like this, and your brain thinks, well, I know how heavy that is, and you go to pick it up with a certain emphasis, and then you realize, ooh, that's heavier than I thought it was going to be, because it's a denser material. It's a much denser metal. So what winds up happening is you have something that is built to last. All the platinum in this chain, and the gram weight is 1.73 grams. That gram weight you will have forever. And I seriously mean that. You will have that gram weight forever. If I were to take this gold earring, and if I were to scratch it, I've got a pocket knife in my backpack, if I were to take that and scratch it, I would lose some of the gold. If I were to take that same pocket knife and scratch platinum, the platinum doesn't go anywhere. It stays there. It just gets moved over a little bit. So yes, I'll have the groove where I cut into the platinum, but the platinum stays there. So that's why I can safely say, when I tell you you have 1.73 grams of platinum, you will have that forever. And look at the sparkle. Look at the shine that is coming off of this. It is an 18-inch long necklace. It is the perfect size for absolutely anyone. I have a pendant that I wear on my platinum chain. But yet it stands on its own beautifully. So it's a great way to get that first piece of platinum. You will be back for more. And let me go back to this price. Actually, let me do this first. Almost 4-star rated after 8 reviews, so people are loving this. Second thing, with the price of $401, if you look at this, and I'll tell you again the gram weight, it's almost 2 grams. There are places selling, and I'm not exaggerating, silver for this price. You can find retailers that are charging $100 to $300 per gram for silver. That would mean this chain in silver should be about, it could be anywhere up to about $450. So right above what you're paying today for platinum. Which metal is more rare? It's not even close. Platinum is incredibly rare. I'll talk more about that on one of the subsequent pieces here, because that honestly is one of the reasons why I went crazy over platinum when I first started selling it 20 years ago at another network, because platinum is more rare than gold, more rare than silver. The price, about $2,000 an ounce or so, so a little bit below gold, but this is actually more rare than gold by a lot. Let me hold that thought for a second. We're already 10 minutes into the hour, and I want to keep things interesting, so we will get ready for some more platinum chains. We have a wheat link coming up. I'm also going to get to a water wave chain. That sounds interesting, doesn't it? We're going to have a variety of price points, too. That's, believe me, that's on the low end. Let's be fair, because, again, this is platinum. It's a very expensive material. This wheat chain, though, now we're getting into a bit of a heavier chain, 2.7 grams. So, yes, that's going to be reflected in your price. You do have lobster claw clasp. I think I did show it on the last one. I'll show it on this one as well. So, strong and secure. Now, the regular, let me start with retail. Retail value on this is $4,000. Again, if you could find it. The regular price on our website right now, $759.99. Your price with the 25% off discount you get by ordering Shop 2 is $569.99. That's divided into 5 payments. Your first payment, $114 to get home a wheat chain in platinum. Wheat chains are amazing chains. Again, they have a lot more substance, if you will. You can see there's a lot more of a sparkle and reflection coming off of this. There's more surface area. It's a slightly bigger chain than what we just did. So you're going to have a little bit more surface area there to catch the light. By the way, remember, these shows are interactive. You can use the chat box not just for ordering. If you have a question about anything in the show here, question about platinum, question about, I don't care what it is, please feel free to drop that in. But one of the great things about a platinum chain like the Wheat Link is the Wheat Link. Wheat Links have been around in gold and in silver forever, so it's not like you're trying some weird new design. This is a classic in the wardrobe. When I look at this chain, now again, the Cable Link, great chain. I talked about pendants. I don't think this frankly needs a pendant. I think this stands on its own so beautifully. You don't need to bother putting a pendant or something else on it. Go ahead and just use it as is. Just put this on, especially over a solid color like I'm wearing tonight. This is perfect just over any sort of a solid color because it will be noticed. A chain doesn't have to be half-inch wide for people to see it. When you're dealing with platinum and the substance of this and the size of this chain, people are going to see this coming. This is a great chain for everyday wear. You could literally put this on once and never have to take it off. And I wouldn't say that about silver. Silver's going to tarnish if you're doing that. This you could put on once and never take off. Even gold chains of this size, I wouldn't do that just because of the fragility of some of the gold, especially the higher gold contents. This is platinum. I'm not worried about that at all. I mentioned before the rarity. Just to give you an idea, how much more rare platinum is than gold. All of the gold ever mined, and I mean ever since the dawn of time, all of it would fit in an Olympic-sized swimming pool. Now, if you've ever watched those games, you know how big those pools are. It takes a while for them to swim the full length of one. Lately, I've started to hear 2 Olympic-sized pools. I was always quoted 1, so that's what I stick with. 1. Either way, it's a lot. All of the platinum ever mined since the dawn of time would fit in your living room. That's a big difference. And it all still exists in one form or another. That's shop 2 if you're interested in that wheat chain. We'll leave the chains for just a moment and get into something that could even conceivably be for a gentleman, and that is a platinum ring. One of my all-time favorite platinum purchases is a ring. I can safely say, and again, I've had this ring 20-some years now, it looks as good today as it did 20 years ago. It's never been tarnished. I don't have to worry about that. I go to the jewelry box. It looks as good as it ever did. I mean, I clean it every once in a while, a couple times a year. I will give it a little clean, but otherwise it's sparkling and is beautiful and has the same platinum weight today that it did 20 years ago. This is a giveaway price. This is just for a platinum ring in the year 2026. This ring retails at $2,200. The regular price, now actually, let me just draw your attention to this because I see $1,000. Is that the price that is in the little box there? For shop 3? Whatever it is. The web price is clearance. So the web price is $791.24, and that's the price your 25% comes off of. So your price for this ring is actually down to $593.43. This ring right here is now $593.43. Size 6, size 7. You have over 3 grams in weight. Now, let me get the calculator out here for the first time tonight. Because just to give you an idea, I was telling you earlier, we had one of the pieces was about $300 a gram, just shy of $300 a gram. If I do the math on this at 593 divided by 3.3, you're buying platinum, and I hit the wrong button at some point. So let me do this again. 593 divided by 3.3. That is about 90, is that right? About $90 a gram? My gosh, no, it's got to be less than that. 593 divided by 3.3. Okay, this is in some weird tax mode or something. I don't know. But anyway, let's do it this way. Where's my phone? This is going to bug me now. So, let's see. 593 divided by 3.3. $179 a gram. $179 per gram for platinum. That does not happen. $300 a gram here is excellent. We're usually at about $500 a gram. So $173 a gram is exceptionally good for a platinum band. This is something you wear as a pinky ring, guys. Ladies, obviously you can wear this. The sparkle, the shine. I mean, the sparkle is really crazy on this. People might think you have diamonds on because from a distance, it honestly looks like there's diamonds. There are not. It is simply your platinum showing up so beautifully and sparkling so much. You can see that it is about 1/8 of an inch, a little bit over that in width. You could stack these up. This could go alongside another band that you already have. You could take this and do whatever you wanted to with this as far as putting a solitaire next to it. I think it stands on its own. The design does go all the way around. So I'm going to talk you out of having this sized. I would not. Because you're going to interrupt the design because of that diamond cutting that goes all the way around the ring. It's finished on the inside so well, too. Domes, which is important, you can see it's going to contact the hand just there on the edges, and then all the diamond cutting is on the outside of the piece. My goodness, this is the giveaway of the night. A platinum ring for $593. You've got to realize this does not happen. This is a rare thing to be able to get platinum jewelry, period, let alone for $593. That is an exceptional deal. And I really do hope that some men are getting this. I have a platinum band almost of this exact same size, wear it all the time. It's that classic sort of piece you put on when, let's face it, you want to step up a little bit. Gold is great. Silver is great. This is far more rare. And when you want that feeling of exclusivity, you want something on your hand that just, you're not going to see coming and going. That's when you want to be wearing platinum. That's when this ring is going to stand out so beautifully. And just again, the sparkle that is happening on this, the way that it catches the light so beautifully, this is a show-stoppingly beautiful piece that you're purchasing today at, seriously, again, a giveaway price of $583. The retail value on this, if you could find it, is $2,200. We're making it available right now, not at the clearance, which is $791. And we have a pretty ironclad rule here that if an item has a clearance price, we can't go below that. And in fact, on TV, we can't even repeat that outside of the clearance event. Well, here's a ring we sold for $1,054. It's on clearance for $791. Your price with the 25% off discount from the $791 price is $593, and your first payment is $118 to get that home. I'd be jumping all over that. Incidentally, worst case scenario, if the ring doesn't fit, it would make a very cute little charm onto your necklace, so you could just take that, string it onto your necklace, and just let it hang down there as a little charm on the necklace. There's a lot of ways to go about it, but just make sure you're getting this home. That is a steal. Love that. Again, $791 on clearance on the website. Because you're watching the live stream, you know that the price is $593.43. And if you want to get that one, shop 3 would be the number that you're going to put in. Stealing that from us, I'm telling you. Stealing that. Amazing deal. So we continue with more of our platinum chains. It's another one that's on clearance on the website, and we're going to go below the clearance price. This is the wave chain. We have 5 of these chains. That's it. 5 to go around. Gram weight is now the heaviest gram weight that we've had so far. In fact, of the chains, there is one more that will be heavier. So this is up there. This has 5.5 grams of platinum. Can you stand it? 5.5 grams. The retail value on this chain, listen to these numbers here. The retail value is $9,299. The regular Shop LC price, and I've sold this on television for this price, $1,544. At the moment on the website, it's on clearance for $1,313.24. So that's the price your 25% off discount comes from. So instead of spending $1,500, instead of spending $1,300, your price goes to $984.93. $984.93. And 5 payments. Your first payment is $196. Look at that chain. The wave chain, and that's the perfect description for this chain. It is like you have waves of platinum all along your neckline. And look at how beautifully that's going to catch the light. You're looking for something that people are going to see. A chain, like I said earlier, doesn't have to be a ½ inch wide to get noticed. When you have something this dazzling, this beautiful, this full of life, people are going to see that. They're going to notice that. They're going to see that coming. And as it catches, in fact, I'll just show you the lobster claw as well. As it catches the light and as it dances, it just takes on this twinkling glow. It's almost like you have diamonds or moissanite or something like that sparkling so beautifully on the neckline. And that is exactly what you want your chain to do. And when you can get platinum, and incidentally, I should explain for those that don't know, if you know this, just bear with me a second. We talk about platinum, it's 950 platinum. What does that mean? It means it's pure, as close to pure as you're going to get, basically. In jewelry, that's the highest level. When we sell our platinum ingots, there are 3 nines. That's pure. Most platinum coins that you see, they're 90% pure. This is 95% pure precious metal. In gold, 18 karat for most people is the ultimate, and that's 75% pure gold. Yes, I know there's 21, 22, and 24 karat, even 23 karat now. But this is 95% pure platinum. When you buy this 5.5 gram chain, and again, that's heavy, you will have this forever. It is 20 inches in length. Now I'm just going to grab my 18 that we started this with and line it up together. I got the clasps right on top of each other. So you can see the size difference, because you could do that look easily. You can still get that first chain 18 inches in length, and then get the second chain 20 inches in length, and layer them up just like that. Look how they're each different enough. It's not like you're wearing the same chain twice. You have 2 different chains, 2 different sizes, 2 different weights. That was 1.73. This one is 5.5. So 2 different size chains that are going to go perfectly together. And you can do that for under $1,500. So it's very affordable to do that. Again, this is 18. That might be more for the ladies. The 20-inch chain, that could be for the gentleman. Many guys, I will, if I have just an open neckline, I'll have a 20-inch long chain on, usually. 22s can be a little bit big. Depends on the shirt that I have on. The shirt that I had on this afternoon with our live stream, that one was kind of a polo style shirt. There I can do a 22. With this, 20 is about the extent that I want to go to. That was shop 4. If you want to order in the comment box, just put that down there and you will be all set to go. And now, I'm going to sip my water here. While I do this, I do a quick promotion for my team of choice, who have some problems with injuries this season. That's all I'm saying. Okay, because now we're going to get into a platinum earring. I'm going to measure this right away. Here it is. Earring ruler. It hits the sweet spot. Perfect size, just over 1 inch in length. This is called the Falling Water Drops earring. I love this name. The name is perfect for this style of earring because that's exactly what it looks like. Let's talk price, however. Estimated retail value, $6,500. See, here again lies one of the biggest problems with platinum. We love the design. We love the earring. You saw this in a store's display case. You're going to get drawn to it. This is the ideal earring for platinum because, again, hoops, classic, timeless. Everyone loves them. Everyone has them. This is designer. You want to be the only one in town with this earring. So why not be the only one in town, not just with this design, but own it in platinum? Odds are pretty good. No one else in town owns a platinum earring like this. Anyway, so the retail is $6,500. You see it in the case, you fall in love, and then you find out it's almost $7,000, and you say, okay, we'll pass. The price on the website is $1,799.99, which is great. However, 25% off, live stream special, $1,350, and your first payment is now $270. So now we're thinking about it, aren't we? $270 tonight, 30-day money-back guarantee, and look what I'm going to be wearing. Oh, and don't forget, you would get the maximum, the $50 voucher in the mail as well. That's good towards a future purchase. So that's even some more money back in your pocketbook, and just the perfect size earring. I'm going to measure this again, just to really hit home that point. Not too big, not too small. We've all seen those earrings that are just fun, but almost too large, if that makes any sense. I'll never forget one morning watching the Today Show, and they were interviewing this woman on a very serious topic. And the guest that they were talking to had earrings on, I'm not kidding, that were, like this big hanging from her earlobes. I couldn't tell you a thing she was saying. And I'm sure a lot of viewers were like that because we're all so distracted looking at that earring. You don't want that to happen. Yet conversely, you don't want it to be a little dot on the earlobe. This is that perfect size. This is the size of earring, and it's got a subtle movement. Now remember what I said about 6.4 grams. You will have that forever. Because these are dense, they're going to feel heavier. It's not going to be that unduly heavy earring, however. Yes, it has some weight. Yes, it has some real personality to it. Definitely a designer-inspired piece. But don't worry about it being heavy. Now, if the gram weight were any higher, then yeah, I might be the first to say, okay, we're getting up there in weight, so just be cognizant of that. But no, I don't think that's the case here. You've got just a really good-looking earring in platinum. 95% pure platinum. Incidentally, post and disc back. That is also in platinum. The worst thing in the world would be to have a platinum earring. You've got the ultimate in metal and then some sort of a silicone back. No, platinum on the back as well. In fact, I wonder, I didn't check before, are they screwbacks? Looks like they might be. Yes, those are screwbacks, actually. So that's even better. So when they're screwed in place, listen, I know it takes an extra minute to do. So what? It's worth that extra minute because now you've made sure that that back is going to stay in place. Because if that weren't screwed in and it fell off and you lost it, you just lost platinum. And that's a valuable metal. So it's very nice that it actually has to be screwed in place. Keeps it strong and secure. We have 2 earrings in the show in platinum. In fact, I'll just give you a sneak peek at the other one. That'll be coming up in just a little bit, more of a door knocker style. But if you like this falling water drops earring, I think that's the best name possible for these. Good size, easy to wear, really good looking. And there is, you might notice, probably easier on the large screen, a distinct left and right earring. One swoops in from the left, one swoops in from the right. You decide which way you care to wear it. There's no right or wrong. Actually, I always say that. And then I just heard some fashion expert somewhere say it should always be sweeping in towards the face. So maybe there is a rule now about that. So you wear it that way. You do what you care to. No one's going to know any different. That was shop or is shop. I've lost track. What are we up to? 5. Shop 5 is where we are on that one. So please confirm your orders. Put Shop 5 into the comment box and you'll be all set. And again, if you have questions, comments, anything at all, you can drop that into the comment box as well, as long as you're watching our live stream live, which I hope that you are. If you're watching us on review, again, remember, 48 hours, how long you have to get the prices that I am quoting you. So now we're going to get back into the chains. With actually, this might be, we have one more platinum. No, we've got a couple more platinum chains after this, but this is one of the most popular. In fact, this is one of the most popular chains, period. In anything we do. We do this in silver, we do this in gold, we do it in platinum. That's the rarity, though. I can show you these silver chains. Well, actually, we don't have a lot in silver anymore in these chains, but we used to. We've done them in gold lately. Here is your platinum Singapore chain. Always, always, always a fan favorite. People love the Singapore chains. 4.7 grams in this one chain. So again, getting up there in gram weight. The retail value on this chain is $7,280. Your web price on our website, $1,319.99. You get 25% back because you're watching the live stream. So your price just went under $1,000. $989.99. And 5 payments. Your first payment, $198. I'll just round it up. And you can be one of the proud owners, and I really mean that, of a Singapore-style chain. These chains, and let me show you the clasp, lobster claw clasp, are always a fan favorite. The way that they're twisted is how they get the name Singapore, because it happened in Singapore in a chain manufacturing. It was designed by accident. They were basically, because if you look closely, you can see these. It's like a twisted curb. It's a variation on a curb link. And they were manufacturing curb chains at this factory, and all of a sudden, someone working realized that as they were doing it, because it's a machine that makes these, that it was getting twisted as it was coming out of the machine. And so, of course, now these gentlemen are worried about their job, thinking, okay, great, foreman, the boss, is not going to like this. We've just messed up all these chains. And, well, no, actually, it turned out that they were pleased. The management there said, you know what, you just invented a new chain by doing that, and we need to figure out how to do that again. And because it happened in Singapore, it got the name the Singapore chain. And so that's why it is called Singapore chain, if you've ever wondered that. This is also in the 20-inch length, so another great one for him or for her. And it does just have that incredible sparkle, that glistening effect that a Singapore almost always has. And that's just the nature of the beast, because of the way that these are designed with all of those twisted links. There's always going to be light hitting one of those links. There's never going to be a moment where, if a chain is completely flat, there will be moments where light might not be hitting it. There's going to be a surface that is facing away from the light. Here, you have surfaces in all directions, so it is always going to be sparkling and always catching the light. And again, you're buying 950 platinum, 95% pure platinum in every one of these. And you can see that glitz, you can see that sparkle happening right there. So it is an incredible way to get a chain that could be, this is another really good one for the gentleman. I'm just real quick, because this is a little bit bigger chain. I'm just going to run this under my collar. Let me pop my collar real quick so I can get this in place. And I put on more than a few chains in my career here, so let's not have this be the first time I can't get it to lock in place. Come on. There's my ring. Okay. Lining it up. Well, anyway, you get the idea. It is something that a gentleman could get away with wearing, especially in an open neckline, which is probably how I would do that. And by the way, just so you know, again, it's a lobster claw. It has a little ring right there. I have converted a lot of our necklaces in the Wilsie household into magnetic clasp chains, and you can buy these little adapters that convert things to a magnetic clasp on our website. It would make putting on this chain just as easily as lining up the ends together. So just because it's in platinum, don't feel like, okay, that would be a bad thing to put a stainless steel magnet on it. No, it's actually a very good thing, because it's going to make it so easy to put on, and nobody's ever going to see that anyway. So who's going to care? You can find those from time to time on the website. I think we have some in stock right now. I stocked up last time we had a bunch of them. And so I have literally a thing like this filled with all these, so we can convert every chain we get for years and years to come now to magnetic clasp pieces. So it's a very nice, very convenient thing to do. That was shot 6, our Singapore chain. And that's the deal. We're going to get into our first, excuse me again, ring of the show. Made the mistake of stepping outside during the dinner break to go get some gas, and it is humid out there, and my allergies are not liking that. My pill has worn off by now. Let's see here. This is a great design. You know, I'm the first, if you watch my on-air shows, to occasionally, how to put it nicely, make fun of the names we sometimes give things. I can't do that here. This is the perfectly named piece of jewelry. This is the peacock feather ring, and oh my gosh, I've never seen this. I know you hear me say that a lot, but it's true. I've never seen this. Okay, $10,000 ring for all intents and purposes, $9,500. Web price $1,869. You're saving 25% off. That is taking your price to $1,402. First payment $280.50. I'm going to try and show this to you just on my hand so I can measure this. I might have to go to the big screen to really show you. This is a very, very fancy ring. There's your measurement. Almost 1 inch top to bottom. So it's almost knuckle to knuckle. Going across the hand as well, that is going to be about 3/4 of an inch. Actually, let me try doing it this way. Because every one of these peacock feathers, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, there's about 20 of them, are actually curved pieces. And I don't mean flat pieces that have an angle, but they actually scoop inward. If you look at this area here and here and here, you can kind of see how it looks like they're scooped out, like a spoon. If you were looking at a spoon and you can tell that it's scooped out, that is exactly how these pieces wind up looking, like it's scooped out. I've never seen something done like this. And when you're working with a dense material like platinum, that's not easy to do. That is not a simple thing to do because you're dealing with a dense material. It is heavy. This is 6 grams. It's going to feel even heavier than that. So I'm going to be honest, I'm not completely sure how they did that. It had to be somewhere in the mold making. Whereas they're making the mold for this piece, and I'm just kind of playing this through my head here as I speak, that they have to scoop out in the mold. So then when the platinum fills in that space, that is going to wind up in this 3-dimensional way. This is mind-bogglingly beautiful. We have sizes, incidentally. We have this in a size 8, size 6, and size 7. So 6, 7, and 8 are the 3 sizes that we have available tonight. And this is a dramatic piece. Again, not going to lie. Big on the hand, but yet, because of the open space within the peacock feathers, your finger can breathe underneath this. And I think at the end of the day, you want it to be comfortable. There's nothing worse than spending, I mean, let's face it, $1,400. That's a significant amount of money. Spending that kind of money on a piece of jewelry, and you never wear it because it's too heavy, or it's uncomfortable, or your finger's sweating underneath it. You purchase this, you're going to put that on, and you're going to put it on every single day because it feels so good. This is a great example of the artistry that goes into so much of our jewelry. Remember, we are Shop LC. Yes, we're a television shopping network. Yes, we're a streamer. We have a presence on TikTok, so we have all this social media covered. We're also a TV shopping network, so we're probably on your cable system, satellite provider, or an over-the-air digital channel. But we're also a jeweler, and we've been doing this 40 years now, making jewelry. So we've perfected a lot of things, and this is one, manufacturing this piece in platinum. That is done to perfection, and I'm just blown away by the quality that has gone into this. The polishing, and that's the one thing that is missed on this image here, because they shoot this in what they call a light box, so it's white everywhere. So you wind up with everything just looking white. Here, where I have a different surroundings, you can kind of start to see it's so polished, it's like a mirror, and it's just reflecting the surroundings around me. And because these pieces are angled, they're all catching the light differently. This is a masterpiece. I would love to meet the designer that created this, because there's someone with some real talent. Boy, do I wish I had the talent to design jewelry. I tried it. Back when I was at Shop NBC some years ago, they asked me to help design a line of jewelry, and it went nowhere. Somewhere in a box in the garage, I still have the sketches, and they're horrendous, to say the least. But those that can design and can make jewelry have, I firmly believe, a God-given talent. And to create something like this, and then we turn around as a, again, shopping network, $1,400, and make that very affordable for you. So thank you if you're purchasing one of those, because you're making a very, very smart purchase. Pat yourself on the back for that one. That is gorgeous. And by the way, the Rhapsody, I didn't mention Rhapsody, that's our in-house line of jewelry, and you will get the little card with all the information on it included with your purchase. So we continue now with, done with this one. Yes, another ring from our Rhapsody line. me 1 second. As we continue. Now, this one is just amazing. Every once in a while, we get a piece of jewelry out that I can't even imagine any jeweler anywhere in the world offering it. I would see it maybe, if you've ever been to New York, some amazing shopping, obviously Fifth Avenue, Madison Avenue. Gotta go shopping there. I had a friend who lived there, and he lived in the neighborhood they refer to as Hell's Kitchen there. And he started showing me a bunch of very small jewelers. The locals know about these. You live in New York, you know these jewelers, you know these names. Tourists, again, Fifth Avenue, Madison Avenue. This looks like something that one of those small jewelers would have made in her little boutique in Hell's Kitchen or Soho, those kind of areas. And she would sell it for probably $20,000 in that part of the world. Our retail value is $9,500, which is frankly really good. Your price on the website is $2,534. You get 25% off by ordering Shop 8 in the comment box, and your price goes to $1,901. I'm not kidding. This is 10% of what they would charge in an exclusive little shop somewhere in New York City, or maybe Miami. There might be one somewhere in Miami. Dubai might have one jeweler that would sell something like this. It will never be in a chain jewelry store. Your chain jewelry stores. And even at the end of the day, the blue box company, the red box company, they're all chains. They're all stocking the same thing in multiple stores around the world. This is independent jewelers. This is crafted one at a time. And that's the special feeling that you get on this. And then to have it in platinum, because it would be one thing to do it in white gold or silver, but to own it in platinum, it's the same story as the peacock ring. Let me, in fact, see if it's better illustrated back here. All of these curves, again, like a spoon, the way that it's scooped out. So it's not just a flat surface or a flat surface in one angle. They're all scooped out like a spoon. So they're catching the light from many different directions at the same time. Now, for that to have any benefit at all, it has to be polished, and repeatedly polished, and highly polished. So at the end of the day, there's so many surfaces at so many different angles that it is constantly catching the light. If you've never owned platinum, first thing you need to do when the piece arrives, find a silver ring that you have, even a white gold ring, and hold them together. You will see the difference. This is a lot more pure. It is a lot more reflective. It is a lot more white than silver would be. I don't know as though this design would have turned out as nicely in silver. In fact, I know that it wouldn't have, because it wouldn't have the reflection that you're seeing. It would not have that shine and that sparkle that you're getting in platinum. This is a ring you have to own in platinum. Now, we make very few of rings like this. When I say that it's 5-star rated, it's because of one review on the website. We will never have 50 people leave reviews on these because we don't have that many. We make 1s and 2s and 3s and 4s. I do have this ring in some sizes, though, which is good. 6, 6.5, 7, 8, and 9. So we've got a size range, and I should mention there will be free sizing on this. And sizing platinum, you might have to shop around. I have found one place that sizes platinum, and it was not cheap when I had to get a platinum ring size. So free sizing is a big deal, and we're going to offer you free ring sizing on this ring. If need be, might be a quarter size, might be a half size, that's fine. Our limit is 2 sizes. So what are the extremes? We have 6, that can go down to a 4, 9, that can go up to an 11. So anywhere in between that with these sizes here, so you can get that perfect fit. I'm always blown away. The heft in these pieces, that's the thing that I can't really demonstrate on a live stream like this or even on television. It's not until you get it in your hand. You're going to feel the weight of this, and you're going to say, I get what Shawn was talking about. I understand now. Because your brain looks at this with one idea, here's how heavy that's going to be, and then you go to pick it up, and all of a sudden, wait a minute, where'd that come from? You weren't expecting that. And I think that's part of the fun of these pieces. Plus, the fact they've taken this flower and done the bud in the center, and then the petals around that, the petals around that, the petals around that. So you have 3 rows of petals surrounding, and they're all curved, just like a flower in nature would all be curved and scooped like that. So this is taking that same design permanently and beautifully done on the inside as well. The way that that is all soldered together, that is done with no visible seam at all. This at, what's the price? $1,900, under $2,000. Not that it matters, but I think it does. You get the $50 voucher off future purchase because this is over $200. Most of what we're going to see today is going to be over $200. So if you hit that mark, a $50 voucher will be coming your way in honor of Customer Appreciation Day. That is today. We also have our Gem Fest coming up Friday and Saturday of this week. So there's a lot of reasons to celebrate around here at Shop LC. This ring is spectacular, though. That design with the beautiful floral design, the way that the platinum is polished so bright, so beautifully. That was Shop 8, if you're interested in that. I have a couple more pieces here to get to. The earring that I flashed at you a moment ago, we're going to get to next. Then, oh, that is a Pichu. We have a Pichu pendant coming up. I did not realize that we had a Pichu pendant in the show. That is a very popular thing these days. And so if you don't know what that is, we'll explain coming up in just a little bit. Okay, earring number 2. Final earring in platinum. Here they are. This is referred to usually as a door knocker style of earring, and it's one of my all-time favorite earrings to show. And we do not see them very often. In fact, it is very rare to see a door knocker earring anymore. This is scaled down from the way they used to be. We used to show these a lot in the 1990s, and they were big earrings like that, quarter size and larger. In fact, much larger, more like $half size. Very, very popular. And then one day, styles change and everything became about hugs, and we haven't seen door knockers since. Now, the big earring like that, not quite as maybe as in demand as it once was. So this hits the sweet spot. Here's your measurement. Inch, we'll call it an inch. Spot on. So this is now your 2026 take on the door knocker earring. Very popular. Now let's talk numbers, because the retail value on this is $6,600. Your regular website price, by the way, over 6 grams, so this is a heavy one. Regular website price, $1,974.99. That's excellent. We take 25% off of it for this live stream. Your price goes to $1,481. Your first payment goes under $300, so $296.25 is all you're going to be charged today, and you will own this gorgeous door knocker style earring. You can see it does have the post and the screw back there, so it is very, very secure once you have put that on. And I want to go back to this image because, again, same story as before. These are not flat pieces, and many times with door knocker earrings, that's what they are. You'll have the outer ring. It's just a flat, stamped out piece, and then the connecting bar coming down, and then another flat ring up on the top. These are scooped out. They are curved, and that's why I want you to see the back of this once again, because you can see the finishing that they actually do. There's more or less an under gallery on the inside of these earrings, and that extra work, that is extra detail that goes into these earrings. Now, the end result is comfortable. Comfort first and foremost. It has to be comfortable or you're not going to wear it. And then why did you buy it if you're not going to wear it? Well, you will wear these. The other thing to keep in mind with these is because that's 95% pure platinum, it's not silver, and we love our silver. That's not going to tarnish. It's always going to have this beautiful, ready-to-wear shine. And the notion and the idea that you can get a $6,600 pair of earrings for $1,481, you are saving $5,000 tonight. $5,000 for this beautiful pair of earrings. Now, I can't imagine, and I know there's people, especially in a place like New York City, that are in the tax bracket where they can drop $6,600 for that. for a pair of earrings. It's not, again, not the biggest pair in the world. That's not the point of this one. It is 6 1/3 grams of 95% pure platinum, and now it's under $1,500. For some people, this will be a once-in-a-lifetime purchase. Like I mentioned, I have a couple of pieces of platinum at home. I love them. I treasure them, but I will never have a jewelry box full of it. So we're helping you maybe get that first piece, and then you can understand. And let's face it, have the bragging rights. When you own platinum, you own a precious metal most people will never own. Many people will never know about it because they never see it in a jewelry store. So you have something that feels exclusive because it is exclusive. And when you're wearing it as an earring, remember, earrings are the first accessory someone's going to notice. Before they notice a ring, before they notice a watch, before they notice anything else, they're going to notice your earrings. They're framing your face. So this earring right here, right up there, framing your face, is going to be the first thing that someone's going to see. And that gives the conversation a push. And you can explain that it's platinum. I'm not saying you brag about it, but let's face it, since most people will never see and never own platinum, if you've got a bit of bragging rights to it, yes, you do. Because this is a very exclusive material. When I was blown away by the fact that, again, of all the gold ever mined, goes in an Olympic-sized swimming pool. That's a lot. All the platinum ever mined, I'm talking since the dawn of time, would fit in your living room. That's a much smaller space. You can't really compare the two. Yet, yes, gold is more expensive. That's supply and demand. Platinum used to have the edge. Gold is about $300 an ounce. Platinum was $2,000 an ounce. Now the tables have turned. It has nothing to do with rarity. This is the more rare metal by a wide margin. If you love those earrings, shot 9 is the number there. Love this next item. This is the greatest. And I am not, I know we have a lot of pea shoe collectors out there. And for that reason, we will never put these on. We'll display them. We'll show them to you. But we will never put one on because pea shoe is believed to become one with the person who is wearing it. And you need to be the first person to wear it for the pea shoe to become loyal to you. Pea shoe is all about good fortune, good luck, success, wealth, all good things. And in Chinese mythology, it is believed to be a way of getting all those good things delivered to you. The price on this, now again, $7,000 for a pea shoe pendant. I'm not sure I'm spending $7,000 on a pendant, even if it is in platinum. And this is in 950 platinum. Your web price, now we're talking $1,869. It, however, gets even better when you're ordering right now. Shop 10 is the number. Your price goes to $1,400. Your first payment is now $280. So now we're thinking seriously about it. I want you again to see this image. I know it looks a little strange at first. Once you know what a pea shoe looks like, then it makes sense and you'll understand. Because you're basically looking at the top view of the pea shoe. Head up here, arms, legs folded down here. Let me just see if I can do this. There we go. I'm going to take our little pea shoe and put him. Well, let's see. How close can I get? I don't want to get too close because then you won't have any image at all. So again, here's the back side. There's the head, arms, and legs. There is his little face. So that is the pea shoe body. In Chinese culture, in Chinese mythology, pea shoes are very popular, and people in this country are just kind of becoming aware of them. On our television end of things, Cheryl Ells is crazy about pea shoes. She loves presenting these. I'm going to be the first to admit I had not even heard of these until just a few years ago. And that's when I started hearing about you can't put it on, you can't wear it because it needs to become one with the person that is the owner of it. You never loan it out for someone else to wear because its loyalty might then be misdirected to that other person. So always make sure this is yours. You don't loan it out. You make sure that you keep this safe where you can wear it, no one else can. So the whole notion and the idea of this is all good. It's all good things with a pea shoe. This is a 5-star rated item after 2 reviews on the website. Again, we will never bring in huge numbers of these ever, ever, ever. But of the 2 people that have left reviews, they've each left 5-star ratings on this. This is one of the only times, and by the way, oh, wait a second, I just noticed something. 5.8 grams, this comes with the chain. I'm out here this whole time assuming that price is just for the pendant, because that's a great price just for the pendant. It is not. It is for the pendant and the 20-inch long chain. So you're basically getting 2 parts to the deal now for $1,400. You could spend $1,400. Let me show you the whole necklace now. You could spend $1,400 just for the chain. So to get the chain and the pendant for that price, that doubles the deal, makes it even better. It's about $700 a piece. I don't know where you buy the chain for $700. You certainly wouldn't get the pea shoe for $700, but that's in essence the deal that you have going on right here. $700 a piece for the pea shoe pendant and the chain. So your 20-inch long chain. The nice thing about that is now it's ready to wear right away. No need to worry. No need to go scrambling around trying to find the chain for your new pea shoe. The chain is right there. Now, if you had a different chain, you wanted to put it on, certainly can do that. Again, just make sure it's your chain. You don't want to be loaning this out because that pea shoe is for you and you alone. It is not something that you want to be sharing with anyone else. His or her, as the case may be, loyalty is going to be to you when the pea shoe arrives. And this is the only time I have ever seen a pea shoe pendant in platinum. I mean, ever, 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 ever. I wouldn't know where to go to find. You know what? I'm curious now. Let's just see. Oh my gosh. Again, as I'm out here, my phone blows up. Whole dinner break. Nothing. Well, that's not necessarily true. But all of a sudden I go on air. Everybody needs to talk to me. Let's see. Pea shoe. How do you say? I can never. Pixiu. Pea shoe. Platinum. Pendant. Let's see what comes up. Let's see if there's anyone else in the world selling a pea shoe pendant. Well, what do you know? We come up, and that's it. Looks like we are the only place you are going to buy a pea shoe platinum pendant. So there it is. It's happening right here. If you want to get that, that was shop, I lost track, 10?
10, yes.
10 for the pea shoe pendant in platinum from our Rhapsody line. That is so cool. I've never seen one of those. So anyway, we're going to continue. We have a few more pieces of platinum. Then we're going to pivot into some gold. We're at the halfway point now. So I hope you can stick around and keep me company here. I know Danielle is standing by. She's getting ready for some gemstones, isn't it? I believe it is. It looks like some gemstones. She's got some good things.
It's a variety show.
A little bit of variety? Okay. So that'll be coming up at 8 o'clock. Central Time, 9 Eastern. I'm in a totally different time frame than I usually am, so this is a little unusual. I'll be back tomorrow morning, Thursday, on the television end of things with Loretta in the morning. Okay, we have 2 more pieces of platinum. Then we're going to get into some 10-karat gold. Then we're going to get into some 14-karat gold, and then back into some more 10-karat gold, excuse me. Okay, this is the one I want every guy watching to be taking a look at. And here's why. 1, 20-inch long necklace. Every guy can wear a 20-inch long necklace. No doubt. 2, platinum. Guys, you need some platinum in your life. 3, okay, this is a $13,000 retail value chain. I know where your price is about to go, but let me just get this out there. The retail value on this chain is $13,000. Take a look at what $13,000 looks like. This here is $13,000 out of your pocket. Now the web price on this The regular web price is $2,359. Now I'm thinking about it because now I just saved $10,000. That's 82% off the retail value. But because you're watching the live stream, you get 25% off when you order Shop 11. What does that mean to you? Here's what it means to you. It means to you a price of $1,770. $1,770. Your first payment, there's 5 of them. First one is $354. For $354 right now, you can get a $13,000 rope chain. Sign me up. I really want this chain. This and that ring we had earlier, the 2 pieces that I really would love to own. I've never owned a platinum rope. And same thing, as I always mention, first thing, when you pick this up, you are going to be startled. You're going to be very surprised at the heft that this chain has. Because even though it weighs 8.4, and that's up there on necklaces, anytime you get close to half a gram per inch, that's getting up there. And this is getting very close to that mark. 10 would be half a gram per inch. This is at 8.4. You feel the density of this piece, and it feels like more metal than just 8.4 grams. This chain is stunning, to say the least. This, let's face it, once in a lifetime purchase. You buy something like this, you have it once in a lifetime. Incidentally, there's 3 of these chains. They are the final 3 to go round for the world. Now, I have not beat the big song and dance about the price of platinum, and I want to do that real quick because gold gets all the headlines. Silver, percent-wise, is actually up more than gold, but gold gets all of the headlines and all of the news, and I want to get the current numbers as of right now. Platinum just went up today on April 15th. Platinum is now at $2,138 an ounce. To give you an idea that over the past month, platinum is up 2%. Over the past 6 months, platinum is up 27%. That is a big jump. All of these prices are based on where platinum was 6 months ago. Because by the time, actually, it'd be about right. Because it takes a long lead time from the time we buy the platinum until the chains are manufactured. Even if something's a closeout, it's going to be based on a former price. So here's your chance to get a platinum chain at an old price. So if we were to do these chains again, if we placed an order today, if we went to a vendor and said, hey, we need 20-inch long ropes, what are you going to charge us? We know our price would be higher because the platinum price has gone up. Your price just went in the other direction because you're getting that 25% off discount. So we're at $1,770, whereas, well, in fact, I just looked at 27%. So the price of platinum was up 27%. Your price just went down 25%. It will go back to the web price of $23.59. You need a strong chain. This is the one to buy. Now, I usually wouldn't take a chain of this size and start tugging on it like this in silver or in gold because this is so dense and has such heft. I'm not afraid of this chain. If you are tough on your jewelry, this is the chain you need. If you want to be able to put a chain on one time and wear it forever, this is the chain you need. I would never suggest that in silver. Even in stainless steel, I'm a little more cautious about putting it on and wearing it forever. In platinum or in gold, doesn't matter. Knock yourself out. Put this on, wear it forever, and enjoy it, and indulge yourself. I hope this is something you're buying for yourself. Is it a great gift? Father's Day coming up, Mother's Day coming up. May 10th, I think, is Mother's Day. I know it's under a month away. Father's Day right around the corner, and graduations are going to be starting very, very soon. You want to give a great gift for that graduate. This is it, something that he or she will have forever. They're never going to give up on that chain. And once again, you can see when I say ropes, those are solid rope links that you have. This is not a hollow rope. There's ways you can make ropes and make them look very big, but you're making a hollow piece. There is nothing hollow about this. That is solid through to the core. Hence, the 8.4 grams of 950 platinum in each one of these. So there is a lot of weight to this piece. And it sparkles so beautifully. You know, even from a distance, pulling this back a little bit, you can still see that it's catching the light so beautifully. So it is a gorgeous chain that you're getting today for under $2,400. This is how the world is shopping now. You're watching our live stream. We're right there in the palm of your hand. If you're watching us in a replay, you have 48 hours from the time we do this live. It's April 15th, 7 o'clock Central Time right now to get these prices. And do share us. If you are watching us live, share us. Let your friends know what we are doing right here. And if you haven't yet followed Shop LC on social media, on all the different forums, because we're everywhere, every form of social media, please do so. And especially go to Facebook and go to our VIP page, because there you can first off meet some other amazing people who shop at Shop LC, but also you can learn about our Gem Fest. That is coming up this weekend. We do them other times of the year as well, but our next one is coming up this weekend. Athena is going to be with us, who's joining me tomorrow morning on television with Loretta. Our new fragrance guests are going to be joining us. Cheryl B is going to be doing some presentations. We got a lot of special guests that are going to be coming in for this one. So it's going to be a big Gem Fest. So please do join us. And hopefully I will see you on Friday for it. Anyway, we are moving on, and we are going to continue. Final platinum piece. Then we're going to move into gold. This is the heaviest. If you want heft, this is the heaviest piece of platinum of the show. This weighs 9.65 grams. Oh yeah. This you can feel. This is the chain for those that want, well, first off, more than half a gram per inch. So definitely big, bold jewelry. Look how I don't even need to put that on the black stand. Look at that. Just holding it, how it comes to life so beautifully. But anyway, let me get the price moving on this for you, because this has a retail value. Here's another almost giveaway. Retail value of $13,000. $13,009.99 to be exact. On clearance on our website, it's 82% off already at $2,303. Now brace yourself, because you're getting 25% off from the live stream. So that's 25% off of the clearance price. Now remember, if you buy something during a clearance event, there's no return privilege. This is not a clearance event. So you can get below the clearance price with the 30-day money-back guarantee. What does that mean to you? Here's what it means. It means your price is $1,727, and your first payment is $345. The heaviest platinum chain of the night. Heaviest piece of platinum of the night. And it's here right now under $2,000. This is below clearance price. This is just impossible to repeat. It will be a one-time production. And as I said a moment ago, if we were to go back and get more of these, well, forget it. It would be a lot more money. In fact, the regular price, and it's just so you know, because the clearance is $2,303. It's sold on television for $2,710. So we already had taken $400 off the price. Now we just took another, even more actually, $500 off the price. So you're getting the heaviest piece of platinum of the show. And I wish you could stand here in person and see this, because there is this almost like a twinkling that it has that I'm not sure you're actually going to see just through this venue here, because it really does sparkle beautifully. So every one of these little surfaces, and this is actually, let me just put, because this is an 18. The rope was a 20, I think. Yes. Let me put this alongside the rope and again show you. Now, I personally would not layer these two up together, and I'm doing this for a reason, because you can see the difference between the two. The rope is classic. That's ageless, that's timeless, and it is a 20-inch length. This is a shorter length, it's 18, but look at how much more dominant it is on the little neck stand here. It stands out So much more because there's so much more gram weight. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if I would layer these two together. No one's going to notice the rope. This chain stands on its own so well. So when you want that one piece of jewelry that you put on, that pendant, the little piece you never going to fit on this one. In fact, I don't know a lot of pendants that are going to fit on this one. This is a big statement piece in this we're just calling it the interlocking link chain, and I guess that is about the best description of all. Let me look at the blown up picture, see if anything comes to mind that I can compare that to, and no, not really. Maybe some subtle connections to a wheat link, possibly, but that would be it, and even then, it's a bit of a stretch to call it a wheat link. So it is, as it says, it's an interlocking link. You have all of these, and there's going to be hundreds and hundreds, probably thousands of different little links that are all interlocked together that create this design. In fact, I'm not even sure. This is from this might be one that we did get as a closeout. Yeah, I think it is. I don't see our markings on this. I don't know that this is Italian made, but I would not be surprised if they said it was Italian made. Yeah, this is one that we got. It must be as a closeout, or many times at trade shows like JCK, places like that. We will have vendors that, sometimes on the last day, they're desperate to get rid of product, and so they'll sell them at a much lower price. So it could be an opportunity buy is what that's called. But I don't see this ever happening again at this price. $965. Well, again, that's $200 a gram for platinum. There are retailers selling silver for more than $200 per gram. So to get a platinum chain, something so much more rare than silver, and even gold for this price, I'm talking myself into this. If this I have extension chain at home. I could do that too, because the heft of this piece, this does really get noticed. Little touches like the areas that would normally be the pinsettas, they're not rounded, they're actually faceted. There is a really nice chain right here. Shot 12, your number on that one. And so, boy, take advantage of that. That does it for platinum. Now, if you're watching us on a replay, again, go back to something you want to watch the presentation of again. That's the nice thing about watching this on the replay. As much as I love live and interactive, you can back things up. Do you know you can do that with our live show on YouTube, by the way? Not on all computers and phones, but I know on my iPad I can actually back up quite a ways, actually, hours of the live show. So if you feel like you missed something, you want to watch something again, it's one of the things that you can do. Okay, this is like seeing an old favorite. This is like seeing an old friend come back, because I adore the Greek key design. I've always loved the Greek key design. It's one of those I've never tired of, ever, and it's been around a lot of years, and it is making a big comeback. This is the first time I have seen a Greek key hoop earring in forever. This is in 10 karat gold. If you're tough on your jewelry, you should be buying 10 karat gold. Here it is. This has 2.35 grams of 10 karat, and here's what we're going to do today. We're going to, again, $2,500 worth of jewelry. The regular price on the website is $629.99. Your clearance price, your live stream price saves you 25%, $472 to get that home. I have to ask an audible here. I see a little comment popped up on my phone. Is that something from like YouTube or?
Yeah, it's from YouTube.
From YouTube. Oh, thank you. We had love the show, jewelry, and you have a great time on Friday. And GemFest VIPs want to spend time with you. I will be there at some point. Again, probably somewhere mid-afternoon. As soon as I find out lunch is being served, I will pop over there more than likely. I'm working, so that's why it's a little bit more difficult since I am working on Friday, because I do have a show to do, but I will definitely make a point to be there. If you're wondering about GemFest, again, Shop LC VIP page on Facebook. You'll learn more about that. Let me back up, because if you don't know what the Greek key pattern is, well, here it is in all its glory. It's these little interconnecting kind of like L's that make up this particular. It's a variation on a Greek key design. Because of the smaller stature of the earring, even though it looks very large here, that's really the best way to recreate the Greek key is with those shapes. So they've taken this, all polished, and it's done front and back. It's done all the way around. This is the inside of the earring you're seeing there. But it does go all the way around. So that's a continuous Greek key design. Bear with me a second as that continues around. It's the only thing about these live streams. I have to pause just to take a sip every once in a while. On television, we usually have someone else with us, and so we can get a drink of our water then when we're doing that. But this design is beautiful. And again, Greek key, all set. And we're moving on. Okay, yeah, we'll keep the show moving here. I know we're already running late. 2.35 grams in that beautiful design. It's another good one. We debuted the Mirage collection here. Well, it was before I took my sabbatical. That was in 22, so it must have been around 2019 or so, maybe 2018. And it has grown to huge proportions. We're seeing it now with gemstones like we never would have seen. This is the first time I've seen a Mirage collection ring where it's literally just the band. There is no gemstone here. It's the gold band in 10 karat. It's almost always done in 10 karat with that beautiful open work. This is great to see because now the men can participate. We've never really done a Mirage collection piece for the guys that I know of. This is one that a guy could wear or a woman could wear. And, oh boy. Here we go again. This is a $4,000 retail value ring. Now, obviously, this collection is exclusive to us, so that's a retail comparison based on the gram weight, based on what retailers are charging. So, and that's actually not a bad comparison. It really isn't. At $4,200, you were already saving 89% on the website at $439. But because you're watching this live stream tonight, you saved 25%. Meaning your price, this is ridiculous, in a good way, $329.99. So you just saved another $100 off the web price. Now you're more than 90% off the retail value for a ring in gold. Now let me do this first. Sizes are 6, 7, 8, and 9. That said, there is a sizing bar here. Now, this will not qualify for free sizing from us because of the price point, but a good jeweler can adjust that for $50 to $100. It's not expensive to do. In fact, if you're sizing down many times, call around. Find a family-run jeweler as opposed to the chains. The chains have manuals and things they have to follow. You find a good family-run jeweler. Many times if they're sizing down, they'll do that at no cost because they're just sizing it down. You're not adding gold to it. So call around. But 50 to 100, don't ever pay any more than that to have a ring sized. And the Mirage collection is such an intriguing one because it does give you this big, bold look, very intricate, but you don't have a ton of gold. In fact, I always get surprised when I look at the gram weights. It's 1.5 grams. This feels like more, and it certainly looks like a lot more than 1.5 grams. So it's a great design. Again, really three-dimensional. The way that these links stand up off of the hand. Let me get you a measurement on this. I'm going to do 2 measurements just to show you, first off, the width of the ring, just so you can see how wide that is. But yeah, then the height. It's not too high, 1/8 of an inch or so, but just a little bit of elevation up because all of those links are interlocking together. There's actually 2 layers of them, and that's the thing about the Mirage collection. So what I see, probably easier here, yeah. This is in fact, right here you can kind of see. See how it looks like there's a background there? Because there is. This is like a cage. So the walls come up, that's the inside, that's the outside. I still don't know how these are made. And I've had a pretty good track record finding these things out, visiting our facilities, watching pieces get made. This one still confuses me because I'm not quite sure how they could design a mold that would work with something three-dimensionally. It's not art form, so it couldn't be done that way. I don't see any visible seams anywhere on the piece. Nowhere. Not in the back, not anywhere around the sides. I don't know. This is one I cannot answer that question how this is made. And I think that's kind of the intriguing part of the Mirage collection is how'd they do that? How did they make this piece? It's light and comfortable, but yet it still feels like a lot more than it is. With your giveaway price of $329, it is almost, in fact, where's my platinum? Let me see if I can stack these two together. Not that I would stack up platinum and gold, although you could. So they're each very stackable sizes. So if you felt like you had to have something else on with it, that's a good way to go right there, because you can pair those two up beautifully. The diamond cutting that you have on that, I don't know, that might not be a bad combo after all, but this one, again, stands on its own, doesn't have to be stacked up with anything, and it is comfortable. You might think, wait a minute, so you're telling me all this mesh here, that's going to be touching my hand? Do I want that? Yes, the way it's designed, it's really comfortable on the hand. I'm as shocked as anyone with the comfort on that. That is a very, very, very comfortable ring on the hand, and you still have your full range of motion. Again, this is about as large a ring as I ever wear, because I want to be able to, I'm on keyboards a lot here when we're prepping our shows, on these things all the time, texting and doing things. So there's a lot of work going on. So here we go. My phone is one of the reasons, just for those that haven't heard yet, I posted on my Facebook, the big networks out east, the big giant ones, they officially declared bankruptcy today. And so I have a lot of people texting me on that. I will be putting up an episode of my podcast on Friday about that topic. So it's not the end by any stretch of the imagination for them. So their stock is going in the toilet right now. So there we go. Okay, continuing though with much happier things, much happier conversations. I'm always impressed when someone can take a work of art, and a famous work of art, and reproduce it in a piece of jewelry. This is so uncanny what they have been able to do with the Last Supper pendant. I'm not kidding when I say I was just blown away the first time I saw this. Here it is, good size pendant. I have been wanting this for the longest time because, well, let me go over price first, and then I'll explain why I'm so blown away by how this turned out. Retail value $2,700. Price on the website, $694.99. That's amazing considering this detail. Your price, right now, 25% off the web price, $521.24. Your first payment is $102.25. If you take a second, and I'm going to do this right now too, because it's amazing. If you just can find a picture of, I think it's Michelangelo's painting, the Last Supper painting. Just search Da Vinci. Just search Last Supper painting, and you find an image of the actual painting. They have duplicated everything, and by everything I mean even the ceiling tiles are the same as in the painting. The arch over the door behind Jesus, same position, same arch, same door. The windows are in the exact same position. The floor they've duplicated a work of art into a work of art in gold. I applaud the people behind the scenes that did this. This is one of our pieces of jewelry that we did make. And this is a very, very, very heavy pendant. Let me show it to you up close here as well, just so you can see it's in two-tone. It is in yellow gold and it's in white gold. Let me get the ruler out here. Just to show you, let me peek around this way so I can see what I'm doing. About 1 inch, you include the bail, just a little bit more than that. Chain is not included, obviously. We will get to this chain before I say goodbye in about 30 minutes' time. But this pendant is unreal. The famous depiction of Da Vinci's Last Supper painting in a wearable form. All the disciples. That was the other thing I was going to point out. If you look at the actual painting, their positions and their images. Now, obviously, they couldn't do the full face on something that is, the size of a quarter, but the way that they're positioned is exactly the same. They're grouped together, faces and heads pointing the same direction as they are in the painting. How our designers were able to craft this, I don't know, because it's in white gold and yellow gold. This is not a plate or a vermeil. So this would have to be separately cast that would have had to be done separately because that's the white and then the rest of it is in yellow. Here's the other thing you don't notice until you see this in person is how much that this catches the light. And there's so many diamond cut areas on this. All of these little diamond cut areas catch the light. And then it just sparkles in this unreal manner. But yet at the same time, it's also got this satin finishing. And that's pulling out the gold color. So you have diamond cutting all the way across here, all the way around the bezel. There's some notches here onto the floor that are diamond cut, up here that are diamond cut. So you have these areas that are sparkling and catching the light. And then the rest of it is just this incredible display of Da Vinci's Last Supper painting, so beautifully done in gold. This is 10 karat gold. Now, this is something you could conceivably put on and never take off because gold jewelry is built to last that way. This is a rope chain that we have coming up. If you like this combination, it will be very affordable to get them both. I'm not going to reveal all right now, but just stick around for that rope chain. This pendant, I don't know how any of these survive. We have nine in the inventory, and that is it. So grab those right now. Stealing that from us. Shop 15 on the pendant. Shop 16 onto our paperclip chain. Boy, this chain is going nowhere fast. You have jewelers, the likes of which, a who's who in the jewelry world that are doing paperclip chains, and it has not subsided. I'm the big cynic, and I always think, okay, that's it. It's gotta end soon. Nope, no end in sight for the paperclip. I think this is built to last now. This is our version of the paperclip, a little bit smaller. Maybe for a pendant, maybe not. I don't know. It's in 10 karat. It's a 20-inch long chain. This is a $6,000 retail value. Now, you're already saving 85% on the web price, which is $883.99. When you take it to your live stream price, which saves you another 25%, now we're at $662.99. That's divided by 5. Your very first payment, $132.60 for the iconic now, the classic paperclip chain. Incidentally, your regular Shop LC price is $1,039. So the clearance is at $883. So that's $1,039 on a regular day. Clearance $883, and then your price right now $662.99. It is classic. It is paperclip link. You can see for yourself those long oval links that make up this design, this pattern, this style. Hit the fashion world a few years ago, and now every designer in the world is doing it. You can buy this from an Austrian crystal retailer. You can buy this in a blue gift box. You can buy this in just about any department store, anywhere. And that honestly is a good thing because it just shows the popularity of this design. Now, most of the time, if I'm showing you a paperclip chain, it's going to be in vermeil or in silver. It is very unusual nowadays to see it in 10 karat gold. There's your lobster claw clasp right there. Here's the other thing about this markdown from the clearance. I'm not one of those hosts who, I hope I'm not, that beats you over the head about price. If I'm dropping prices as the co-host, then I kind of have to. But I feel you're much better off just making an educated purchase. So if I give you information, you're going to make a smart purchase. But to that end, I do have to address the elephant in the room, and that is the price of gold these days. And I always like to give you current numbers, so let me just see right now what is going on. Gold actually went up today by about $26, so it's back to $4,850. And over the past 6 months, it's up 15%. Remember, platinum was up more than that. Past year, it's up 12%. So it took a little retreat, but now it's slowly edging back up. The reason I bring this up is because, remember, when I say our regular price was $1,000, excuse me a second, was $1,000, and then it's on clearance for $883. Even if we brought this chain back, even if we reordered it and brought it back, it would have to be more money, because that price of $1,039 was indicative of the price of gold back 6-8 months ago. So it would have to be more money than it is, or was. I mean, it is right now $662, which is $400 below the regular on TV price. When things go on clearance, technically they're supposed to go back up in price. For whatever reason, this is still at its clearance price. So you can still get this on the website outside of the live stream for $883. That's amazing for gold. For 10 karat yellow gold, that is an amazing deal. 3.89 grams worth. However, with the 25% off you're getting right now, your price goes to $663. So now we're flirting once again with the price of silver retail, and you're buying a gold paperclip chain. There's nothing more in style. Listen, I'll be the first to. I own a paperclip chain. I love my paperclip chain. My better half has a paperclip chain. So we adore this chain in the Wilsie household. The thing is, we don't have them in gold. You're about to get one in gold. We can't have many of these. I mean, you got 19 to go around for the world. Clearance price $883. Your price now is $662. If you are looking for, this is a standalone. This doesn't need a pendant. Some pendants could fit on this, yes, but this doesn't need a pendant. Ever see those chains that need a pendant? We've had some here that were beautiful on their own. Some are better with a pendant. This is one that stands on its own so beautifully. You put this on again with just a solid colored shirt like I have on today, 20-inch long chain, that would work. Comes right down to about there. Over a shirt, this is perfect. This is the chain you want to show off. Don't hide this under your shirt. Put it on over your shirt. Let people see it and notice it, because again, this screams designer. This is high-end designer jewelry that you're buying right now under $700. That is a steal of a deal at $662. And for something that is, it catches the light from so many angles, because when you look, it had to happen eventually. Yes. When you look at the way the chain is constructed, there's all of these flat surfaces, all of these flat angles that are going to catch the light. So every time the light hits any of those surfaces, any of those parts of the chain, it just blows up with all that sparkle, the rich yellow color that you love, all there. Hey, again, final look at this, $662.99. Great buy. In gold, you will love that one. So take advantage of that one. And I think now is the rope next. Yes. We still have a 14-karat rope, 14-karat Cuban, and then a couple pieces of 10-karat gold we're going to try and squeeze in here. You've already seen the rope, however. The rope is the chain that we have your pendant on. So, if you loved this combination together, and I would agree with you, that is a great combination together, here it is. Here's your chance to get an 18-inch long rope. That would be beautiful. It's a bigger pendant. Sometimes a bigger pendant gets lost on a real thin chain. It looks like it's just floating on you. No one sees the chain. This is the perfect chain for the perfect pendant. Just so there's no confusion, I am going to move this out of the way, however, for the duration of the presentation while we address the pricing issue on this. This is, okay, our retail is conservative on this. I have to say that, because they're putting up a retail value on the website of this chain at $5,000. That had to have been established a long time ago. when gold was more affordable. A 14 karat, excuse me, that's right, we're in 14 karat. A 14 karat gold chain for $5,000 would be a good buy in the retail world today. But it is what it is. What matters now is your price. And the price on the website is $1,199.99. So if you go to the website, it's $1,199.99. That is really good. That's 76% off what I think is a conservative retail value at $5,000. For this show today, because you're watching and you get a 25% off discount on a thick 14 karat gold rope, your price will drop by 25%. I'll let you know what that is in just a second here. But while we're figuring that, I want to show you, this is 14 karat gold. In this country, this is the gold standard. In the United States, we prefer 14 karat. I mentioned I have my ring on. That dates back to the 1980s. Gold in the 1980s was, and to this day, is usually what we refer to as a Hamilton gold color. And yes, that is connected to the watch brand Hamilton. Because gold can come in many different hues and colors. This is the color we love in this country. So even if you have a piece of gold that is 40, 50 years old, this chain is going to work with it, because we look for that same Hamilton yellow gold color when we do our 14 karat gold pieces. So you have the same 14 karat gold color here that you would have had in a piece of 14 karat gold 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. Now again, the regular web price, can I get the discounted price?
Yeah, that's it.
From $11.99 though.
Yeah.
$8.99?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. See, in my head, that math wasn't adding up. $11.99.99. That is your web price, 25% off. You're under $900. Okay, that one is shot, because again, this is 14 karat. I think in my brain, this is where my head was. It's like, well, wait a minute. This is 14 karat gold. 10 karat we do for $8.99, not 14 karat gold, because this is over 50% pure gold. It has 3.2 grams of. Now, hang on a second. If that's the case, $8.99.99, 3.2 grams. Yeah, this is under $300 per gram. This is $281 per gram for 14 karat gold. If we were on the TV end of things, I would have my team put up a comparison ad for a silver chain that is $300 per gram, because we have them in the system. We have retailers selling silver chains for $300 per gram. You're buying 14 karat. The same 14 karat gold that is, what did I say a moment ago, is at $4,850 an ounce. $4,850 an ounce, and you're buying this chain for $889.99. That just blows me away. I was not expecting that low of a price to come up here, because again, this is real 14 karat gold. You are getting the finest and the best in gold jewelry in 14 karat. Now again, I know I'm going to step on the toes of someone who prefers 18 karat, and that's fine. But in the United States, this is our gold standard. We want 14 karat yellow gold. If you have gold that has been in your family for generations. I have my mother's original wedding ring. That was in 14 karat gold. I have this ring of mine that's from late 80s. This is in 14 karat. This matches all of those pieces. And this is the same rope design. Many of you have ropes that you purchased 20, 30, 40 years ago. This is the same rope design that was in style then that is in style now. I really can't believe this is $890. When I do 14 karat gold chains on the TV end of things, we are at $1,400 these days on our best day, and that's amazing, and they sell. So $11.99 is fantastic, but $899.99 in your first payment, $180. This is the 18-inch length. For some guys, this will fit, definitely for the ladies. Gentlemen, if you can wear an 18, again, you're stealing this from us. If an 18 doesn't work, remember the paper clip, that was 20. And I'm going to have a Cuban link in a second that is 22 inches in length. So we still have some alternatives for you, but this might be the deal of the night. That 14 karat gold chain, and we have, of course, three to go around. So good luck on that. Wow. That's a diamond cut rope too. That's a diamond cut rope. Those are solid surfaces that they diamond cut. Okay. Anyway, wow. That just kind of froze me in my tracks there. Cuban link next up, and the Cuban link right here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use the same stand. I want you to see the size difference between the 18 and the 22. While I'm getting this set up, your retail value on the Cuban link is $5,500. Your regular price is $1199.99. That's on the website, 78% off the retail value. You're at $1199. Now wait a minute.
Same price.
Same price. I was going to say, wait a second, that looks familiar. It should. $899.99, same price. Okay. So again, the question becomes, which size fits you better? 18 or 22. The 22-inch length is more often than not these days the size that guys are looking for. Men are wearing chains a little bit longer now than they used to, and 22-inch long chains are really difficult to find. So if you have been hunting for one of the most difficult chains to find, and this is nothing new, this has been going on for years, the 22-inch chain is the one that you want to get. Comes down a little bit longer, so whether it is in an open neckline or it's over your clothing, let me see if I fare any better with this one, because this is one of those perfect pieces of gold that is going to work for you every single time. Gentlemen and ladies, you certainly know that you can wear this too. There we go. Got my track record back in place. So you can see that, yes, if I had a little bit more of a button undone here or two, then yes, it would show up against the skin. But more often than not now, guys are wearing chains outside their clothing. Watch 2 seconds of a baseball game, you will see guys on the field playing wearing their gold chains. And this has been going on for a few years now. So men are looking for longer chains that work better over a shirt, whether it's a t-shirt or a dress shirt like this, than a shorter chain would. So conversely, we have the 18 that I would wear probably more with this, 22 over a shirt like I had on this afternoon in the live stream. The wonderful thing about the Cuban link is nothing new. It's a new name for what is basically a curb link. Those are all curb links as I've seen them forever. Cuban link is kind of the modern take. I follow a ton of men's jewelers on Instagram, and there are ads for Cuban links all the time now. And many times, those chains, they lead you to believe are in gold. They'll pitch them as, I love my new gold chain. I love this gold chain, blah, blah, blah. And when you finally scroll down far enough into the ad and you read the fine print, it's actually stainless steel. So this is real solid cast 14 karat gold. So for all the men or women who are looking for that perfect chain, here it is. The 22-inch length I mentioned before can be difficult to find. When my dad was alive, one Christmas, I was still living in Minneapolis, he wanted a gold chain, a 22-inch long gold chain. I'm thinking, great. I work for a big shopping network. I'll bet we have them. Went and talked to our buyer. He looked at me like I had horns coming out of my head. No, we don't have 22-inch long chains. Like, okay, well, I just promised my mom that Dad was going to get one, so I better figure something out. Went to the Mall of America up there. At the time, largest mall in the world. And took an afternoon, thought, I'm going to find Dad that 22-inch long chain no matter what. Literally, the last jewelry store I went into every one and every department store. I mean, this was hours of walking around that mall. The last store had one 22-inch long rope, and I had to pay retail. It's my dad. I was going to get Dad what he wanted, and he got his rope chain. That's how difficult these are to get. Your jeweler might have to custom order it. you're going to wait 6 months for it, and you're going to pay a real premium. Suddenly the $5,500 price point looks good. So if you do want to get that Cuban link in the 22-inch length, here it is. Shop 18 for your Cuban link in 14 karat gold. Same thing, Hamilton yellow gold. Oh, I better take that Mirage ring off. That's how comfortable that is. I forgot I still had that on, or I will be leaving with that. So there we go. 18s and 20s. We have some nice options for you. And actually, speaking of options, we have one bracelet in the show, and this is the, what are we calling this? The Classic Link bracelet. Every once in a while, I think our naming team just gives up, and they say, what do we call this? I don't know. Because is it a teardrop? Kind of. Triangular shaped links? Kind of. There's kind of maybe a heart-shaped design to it. I don't know. And so there isn't an easy Cuban link, paperclip, rope name to apply to this. And so I can't say that that's a terrible thing that they didn't come up with a fancy name for it. It's the Classic link. This actually is very reminiscent of some of the Stampados that we used to do back in the day. Let me cover price here, because I know I'm pressed for time. We have a $6,000 retail value on this. I go back to the story I shared this afternoon in the live stream about being at a jewelry store over the weekend. Guy down the counter from us was looking at a $15,000 bracelet. It wasn't even in gold. It's in silver. $15,000. So suddenly $6,000 for a gold bracelet seems like a good deal. This is on clearance on our website right now for $1,168. We're going to take your price and drop it by 25%. So your price goes to $876.55 for a gold bracelet. So now we're talking about a first payment of $175.31 because it is on 5 payments once again. The fantastic thing about this, in fact, the big screen will probably illustrate it better, is you can see how fancy this actually is. Every one of these links is separately stamped out. And there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. This is double that, 24. Let's call it 24. 24 of these individual links that all have to be soldered together by hand. This is a lot of work. Jewelers that do this, again, are very highly trained, very highly skilled that do this. And they are, I'm assuming this is probably one of our pieces. 10 karat. No, it is not actually. This would have been a closeout probably that we were able to get, or some vendor. We're making relationships with some great new vendors around the world, especially deal in gold. And so we're able to get some amazing deals on them. But anyway, so as they're connecting all of those links together, every last piece has to be soldered in place. This is not like some pieces, not going to pick on the rope, but this comes out of a machine. This is basically machine made hands off. This is heavily hands-on. This is someone sitting at their desk, one piece at a time, making every one of these. Once they have all the links in place, then they are going to attach the box insert clasp with 2 safety catches. Right there. 2 catches locking that in place. I love the security of that. So even if one little catch comes down, pop that back up. You don't have to worry about this coming off of the wrist. This is going to stay in place on the wrist. It's 10 karat gold. I know we bounced back and forth. Remember, 10 karat's the durable gold. So if you are tough on your jewelry, and bracelets, they can get abused. It's so easy. You're sitting at your desk, boom, wrist goes down, suddenly the bracelet goes down, hits the desk. Something can happen to it. With 10 karat, it is more durable. So you don't have to worry at the end of the day about a bunch of dents and scratches in your jewelry. Is it indestructible? Of course not. But it has a durability to it that other gold wouldn't have. Now, I'm not saying you're throwing this around, but I'm just saying through normal everyday wear and tear, 10 carats built to last. And because of the shine on this, all polished, the care on gold is so easy. A jeweler's cloth. Spend a couple bucks on a jeweler's cloth. Sometimes we have them on the website. And just run it over it when you take it off at the end of the day. That way any lotions or oils that you have will come off of it. Put it back in the jewelry box. It's ready to go for the next day. Microfiber cloths are great for that. So there's a lot of ways that it's just very easy care like that, and that way you're not having to go into the more in-depth cleaning of your jewelry all that often. Shop 19, we're about to hit our final item, Shop 20. and that is right here. Oh, see, man, this is another one, oldie but goodie. The Rosette Scarlet chain. The Rosetta link, we used to call this. Sometimes called the Rose link. Everything old is new again. It hasn't changed. This has not changed at all. This is the same Rosetta necklace that I used to offer back decades ago, and now here it is, this time in 10 karat. It is 18 inches long. Real quick, $11,000 chain. On clearance on the website right now, $2,879. You get 25% off right now. That takes your price to $2,159.99. Your first payment, $431.99. The Rosetta link, it's back. This, I'm going to assume, better not though, 10 karat does not say Italy, and I'm a little shocked, or maybe it does. I don't have time to grab my loop, but again, this might be Italian made. Either way, it is in 10 karat gold. Every one, just like the last piece I talked about made by hand, all of these links have to be, because as they're attaching all of these rings, you can see group of four, group of four, group of four, group of four, they are staggered. So they slowly go from smaller to larger, and very subtly go from smaller to larger. It's not this real obvious break and bump from small links to large links. So that has to be done by hand. 13 grams in an 18-inch long necklace. Now think about this for a second. Remember what I said earlier. Anytime you're at half a gram per inch on a necklace, that usually falls into a big, bold category. This is at 13. It's that far away from hitting the 18 number. So yes, this is a very substantial piece of jewelry. I didn't even know these were in the system. They're here. They're $2,800 on the website, which is excellent considering 13 grams in an 18-inch long necklace. There are 2 reviews on the website for this exact chain. 5-star rated. Each one of those reviews, they've given this 5 stars. That should help you shop with confidence on this piece. And if you've been with us over the years, you know this design. It is something that we did in gold many, many, many years ago when gold was a lot less expensive than it is today. This is almost a throwback price at $2,159.99. This is easily, if you could find it, an $11,000 necklace any place else. Any jeweler anywhere is going to get $11,000 for this. This is yours right now. Under 3,000. Yeah, well under it. $2,159.99. I know I'm working against the clock here. Just a quick reminder: Customer Appreciation Day only has a few hours left. We got the big $50. There it is, $50 voucher coming your way because you spent over $200. So please keep that in mind, that you have that extra special savings. Listen, I'm going to be back in the morning on the TV end of things, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 9 Central. Athena is going to be joining Loretta and I for her amazing gemstones and quite an education as well. Then in the afternoon, we've got some items for the home. Friday, I'm back in the usual evening slot with Farron. Daniela's coming up next. She's got some amazing things. So we're going to leave you for just a few minutes' time while we get all set up for some beautiful gemstone jewelry.